In this unit, you will learn more on Tctrl configurations management. First, what is a configuration? A configuration is a group of settings applied to the system at a moment in time chosen by the user. I see. So can I have many configurations? Yes, you do. What's included inside a configuration? The answer to that last question is actually graphically shown from the organization of the menu items. Status, backups, system, and configurations menu items are at the first level and are not included in a so-called configuration. The next menu item represents the displayed configuration. All items that are at the second level, below the displayed configuration, down to the maintenance menu item, are included in a so-called configuration. If you click on the configuration menu item, you see all configurations created in your system. The active configuration is the running configuration, or the configuration that has been applied to your system. From the web portal, each time you click on Create or Save, the information is saved in the configuration database. Any items inside a configuration must be activated before it becomes the running configuration. When the user activates a configuration, the OEM application first sends a validate message to all Tctrl applications. Each application reloads its configuration, checks for mistaken information, and returns a result message to OEM. This result is also shown on the web portal. If the validation succeeds, all applications return success, the OEM requests all applications to activate the configuration. Changes are applied to the system and pushed to the telecom hardware. Within typical operation of the system, there is no need to restart the telecom hardware for the changes to take effect. The validation can also be manually triggered by the user. On the left, if you click on Configurations menu, you will see tables listing all configurations. The updated timestamp column represents the time when the last changes were performed to a configuration. This time is refreshed each time you click on Create or Save inside a configuration. The activated timestamp shows the last date and time when that configuration was activated. In the left menu, in the drop-down menu of all configurations, an asterisk is prepend to the name of configuration which has updated dates and time newer than their activated date and time. This visual indicator helps to identify modified configurations that have not yet been applied to the system. Also, the audit logs provides more details on all changes performed on the system. You can consult this information to find out which modifications were performed on a configuration previous to its activation or since its last activation. That is easy. You just need to search for Activate Configuration entries and click on the Show button to discover which configuration was activated. The Old and New Values columns shows the value previous and after an action is performed. In this example, TB Academy Demo Config was reactivated since the active configuration name previous and after the Activate configuration action were the same. The last example from the audit logs shown that it was possible to reactivate the active configuration. Let's start with the normal scenario where you modified the active configuration and at some point reactivate it. When you reactivate the configuration, the system reloads its settings and the modifications becomes live. Now let's look at another scenario that could lead to totally unwanted results while changing the active configuration. Let's say you modified the active configuration and left it incomplete and invalid. If for some reason the unit is restarted, either triggered by user or by a failure, or one of Tctrl application get a fault and restarts, the system would reload and try to apply an invalid configuration, in fact having no idea of what was the last good configuration. The best practice is to work with multiple configurations and avoid making big changes on the active configuration. You can even lock the active configuration from the system menu to enforce that good practice. You should then first copy your active and good configuration. Here config A would be copied to config B. You modify config B as much as you want, with no fear of having the system reloading on an invalid configuration. Once you're ready, you validate and activate the config B, which becomes your new live configuration. If you encounter any issues with your changes to config B, you can easily revert back to a well-known and working configuration.